Hello and welcome to Metropol News at 1. My name is Ingrid Nantege, and these are the stories making headlines. Kenyan traders engaged in small-scale importation of goods will now be able to clear their cargo faster under a new taxation processing agreement between consolidators and the Kenya Revenue Authority. In the new deal, importers of low-volume goods will have their taxes due to KRA billed separately, even where the imports have been consolidated into a shared container shipment. According to Interior Permanent Secretary Karanja Kibicho, the new arrangement is intended to resolve current delays in clearance at the Consolidation Center in Nairobi. Kibicho said traders will now have full government backup through pragmatic taxation policy.
We have made it very easy to collect the goods, because what you do is that once the container arrives here, it is deconsolidated, we break bulk, then we enter the goods here like you've seen, they are labeled, and then the traders come after taxes are paid by the consolidator. The benchmark rate is 2.2 million per container. Then the traders come and pick their goods here at their own time and in a very easy manner.
We have walked around here and you have witnessed how easy it has been made for individual traders to come and pick their goods regardless of whether there is an importer who is violating or not in the same container. And I think this has been made possible because the regulators have camped here to ensure that the consolidators are well regulated, to ensure that taxes are paid, and to ensure that there is order in this place.
The face of the coast is changing as a multi-billion infrastructure project under the Mombasa Port Area Road Development takes shape. The project, which is part of the 3.7 trillion shillings worth of investments in the coastal region, has now entered its second phase. Speaking at the Mwache, where construction of the 22 billion shilling package two of the project is ongoing, Transport Cabinet Secretary James Macharia said the completion of the second phase is critical because it's currently the missing link of the entire project.
We came to check the completion and the status of this very critical link, because without this link, which is phase 2, from Mwache to Mutesa, the entire project cannot be said to be completed. As you can see for yourself, upon completion of this project, people coming from Nairobi, they will not have to go through the island of Mombasa. They will come here either by SGR or coming to the airport, and then they will come and drive from here across to the south coast. That will make Mombasa extremely attractive in terms of the offerings, the diversity of what it offers in terms of tourism. We also did inspect.
Now the government has launched a crackdown on illicit brew outlets in Nakuru. Speaking in Bahati, Nakuru County, Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Nantege said drugs and illicit brews threaten the future of the youth in Kenya. The crackdown comes after 10 people died after consuming illicit liquor at Hodi Hodi village within Kiamaina ward in Bahati sub-county. According to officials, none of the victims have been moved to Nakuru Level 5 hospital after their condition worsened, while one is receiving treatment at the Bahati sub-county hospital.
Kuna kazi itaanza kufanyika hapa. Tumefanya mkutano na maafisa wa usalama, tumekubaliana ya kwamba lazima tumalize hii mambo ya pombe dunia yote ikwishe. Kwa hivyo wale ambao mnakunywa pombe mwanze kujipanga. Maana mambo ya pombe hapa tunafanya nini? Inakwisha. Kuanzia leo jioni kutakuwa na kazi hapa itafanyika. Wala ambao wamechimbia pombe kwa manyumba chini. Maana hata tumeenda tumebomoa mlango, kumbe pombe iko wapi? Imekorogewa chini, hata hawezi kuona. Mtu ameweka tande ndani ya nyumba, anaweka pombe hapo. Vitu ya kuua watu. Yote tutatafuta. Wewe kama unataka nyumba yako iharibiwe, wacha pombe. Toa pombe, tupa huko nje.
Youth-led civil society organizations are calling on the government to prioritize support to those venturing in agribusiness as a way of transforming food production systems. The youths, led by the Muungano Youth Network team leader Hilary Omondi, made the remarks while marking this year's International Youth Day in Siaya. They said deliberate efforts are required to save the malfunctioning food system that has resulted into hunger and malnutrition because of overconsumption and low productivity. The organizations challenged Siaya County government to create a conducive environment for the implementation of the county youth policy and provide budget. They called on the county government of Siaya to consider giving waivers and subsidized levies on small and micro enterprises owned by youths as a way of encouraging young Kenyans to venture into business and manufacturing.
The county should support youth who want to engage in agribusiness through affirmative action funds such as Youth Enterprise Development Fund, Women Development Fund, Uwezo Fund, and other funds from national government through the Department of Agriculture. Improve youth information systems, improve investment levels in agriculture for the youth through partnerships at local, national, regional, and international level by investing in food systems. Alleviate constraints that hinder access to production factors such as access to land, water, and others. Access to government procurement opportunities as critical space for working with government in agriculture system. Ensuring investment and research on new technologies to ensure issues of technology through hydroponics and aquaponics is localized to engage on climate smart agriculture. Ensuring that through public participation process, young people shape the investment in agroecology and provide oversight on implementation of policy framework. Ensure inclusive and diverse youth networks that ensure no one is left behind. And lastly, ensure that the technical working groups within the county with focus on food systems has holistic engagement of young people. Alongside the above issues, as youth and youth organizations in Siaya, we also affirm to the following position: that youth should be meaningfully engaged and information to be made accessible to facilitate their effective participation. That youth should be engaged in security and peace initiatives as we head towards 2022 elections. That Article 55 and 100 of the Constitution of Kenya should be implemented and youth be represented in all spheres of decision making, and the affirmative actions effected as required in the Constitution. Engage youth fully on post-COVID recovery strategies. Youth to support youth-oriented manifestos in the coming elections.
Stanbic has posted a 3.5 billion net profit for the first half ending June 30th, 2021, representing a 37% improvement from the previous year. According to Stanbic Chief Finance Officer Abraham Ongenge, the bank's profit was supported by double-digit revenue growth and improved credit losses. Net interest earnings grew by 9% because of loan book growth and improved margins. Net interest income went up by 9.5% to 6.9 billion shillings, while customer deposits dropped 9.4%, as well as the loan book fell 11.7%. The lender says it's also rolled out various solutions this year aimed at improving client experience.
Our margins have been boosted largely by the change in our funding mix. We have reduced the cost of running our business and funding our business by repaying some of the expensive deposits, growing our local currency balance sheet, and also growing our current and savings accounts, which then helps to boost and reduce the cost of funding. We've also improved on our efficiencies, and this has also helped us to reduce the level of our non-earning assets as we increase our operational efficiencies in transactional processing.
From a digital solutions point of view, we rolled out our digital lending capability, and we want to thank our customers who welcome this overwhelmingly, and we've seen to see them taking up a lot of their businesses there. As a result, turnaround times have improved from 3 days in our mutual loans to almost instant, and we want to say thank you to our customers for this. We also rolled out our customer onboarding digitally. To date, 90% of our customers are actually onboarding themselves digitally. And this also has improved the turnaround time in terms of digitally onboarding yourselves and the time that you require for you to open an account with us. We've seen as a result a 400% increase in the number of accounts opened per day as a result of this process that we have done.
Lenders and borrowers have been advised to take advantage of the Credit Reference Bureau ratings while giving out or applying for loans respectively. Due to an increase in non-performing loans, banks, SACCOs and microfinance institutions are either rejecting loan applications or charging high interest rates. However, with the CRB ratings, lenders are able to know borrowers' credit risks and predict future performance of the loans. Speaking during a cooperative bank SME webinar, Metropol Corporation GMD Sam Omukoko said through the Metropol CRB mechanism, borrowers are able to know their credit scores and can use the scores to negotiate for the most appropriate interest rates. However, borrowers have all been warned against overborrowing that is likely to lead to default and lower ratings.
The credit score and the credit history on your profile is about your past. It is showing loans that you have taken and how you have behaved with those loans. To be able to predict how you will behave in future, another metric, which is a rating, is then required to supplement the credit information that is on the front. So we assign credit ratings to small businesses, starting all the way from micro, small, medium, and to large corporates. These ratings are useful in predicting future performance of a loan. And therefore, if a lender is using ratings, they have the benefit of being able to capture when you take these particular loans. In this country today, many businesses are now beginning to embrace ratings. We have been doing ratings on small businesses. Up to now, we have rated over 800 small businesses and a number of large corporates that can use the ratings to go and access credit from the banks.
As a customer, when you're applying, the loan purpose needs to come out very clear. Identify and quantify the needs. And this will help you now as a customer in terms of saying, this is my need, this is the much I need, and it is to my capacity. So that gives you a good repayment history that helps you in terms of improving the credit score. So the better you pay, the higher the score that, the higher the CRB score that you get. So your repayment history then comes in handy to say, this has been a good payer, the higher the score.
Cyton Investments is threatening to sue Capital Markets Authority over defamation against the brand, arguing that the authority was hurting the image of the brand and killing business. In a letter to CMA's CEO Wycliffe Shamaya, Cyton argues that attacks by Shamaya are a threat to an investment of over 30,000 Kenyans valued at over 20 billion shillings. Cyton CEO Edwin Dande is accusing the regulator of being insensitive of what is at stake. Cyton and CMA have been at loggerheads after it emerged that thousands of Kenyans risk losing their cash through the Cyton high-yield solutions. The government insists that vaccination of all public servants will go on as earlier announced. This is seen as a move by the government to boost vaccine uptake, with Kenya having inoculated only 2.7% of its adult population. On Thursday, the Ministry of Health announced 1,546 new infections with a positivity rate of 15.9%, pushing caseload to 217,276. 32 more COVID-19 related fatalities were reported, with 1,929 patients currently admitted in various health facilities countrywide.
There are those civil servants that are using the excuse that they have not been vaccinated and therefore they cannot come to work. And therefore that is affecting service delivery to our people. And therefore that directive was not targeted as ensuring that vaccination is mandatory, but it was ensuring that nobody will come up with an excuse of not providing services to our people on the ground that
Meanwhile, the Food and Drug Administration has authorized COVID-19 vaccine booster shots for people with weakened immune systems. The agency said organ transplant recipients and people who are similarly immune compromised can receive a third dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. The FDA also emphasized that other fully vaccinated people are adequately protected and currently do not need an extra dose. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention's Vaccine Advisory Committee is meeting today to consider shots for immunocompromised Americans. Should CDC back FDA's recommendations, third shots could begin immediately. The World Health Organization has previously urged developing countries to halt the administration of the booster shots to the general public to allow poorer countries inoculate at least 10% of their adult populations. Now, Samsung unveiled its 2021 range of foldable smartphones. The range includes the Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G are the third generation of this category, and they include improvements recommended by the previous foldable smartphone users. Galaxy Z Flip 3 empowers users to express themselves with bold color options, a sleek design, and premium features. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 and Z Flip 3 are equipped with IPX8 water resistance, so users no longer have to worry when caught in the rain. Let's now take a look at how the Forex market is performing. Oil prices have fallen for a second day after the IEA warned the demand growth for crude and its products had slowly sharply as surging cases of COVID-19 worldwide have forced governments to revive restrictions on movement. Brent crude was down 31 cents at $71 a barrel after dropping 13 cents in the previous session. U.S. crude was off by 33 cents at $68.76 a barrel, having fallen 0.2% on Thursday. The International Energy Agency said increasing demand for crude ground to a halt in July and is set to rise at a slower pace over the rest of the 2021 because of the surge in infections from the Delta variant of the coronavirus that causes COVID-19. In sharp contrast, OPEC on Thursday held to its forecast for a rebound in oil demand globally this year and further growth in 2022, notwithstanding the rising concern about the surge in COVID-19 infections. That's all the news we had for you this hour. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, we'll be right back here at 2 p.m. with Metropol Briefs. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
if you haven't made a choice to invest into this industry, I would like to encourage you to make a step and invest, because the film industry is one of those sectors that if you invest, for example, $1 would give you a return of $6. I believe you cannot be able to get that kind of return in any other kind of investment. And for key decision makers, let us strive and continue putting in place measures that will be able to catalyze or act as a catalyst to grow this particular sector, because the screens industry today across the world serves as a key game changer when it comes to economic growth, social well-being of the people, and also just providing an avenue for coexistence among communities. And from where I sit, the future is so bright. Think about gaming, think about esports. These are new emerging areas that if we did invest into, then we'll be able to create an abundance of opportunities to our communities, our youngsters, and also tell stories that have never been told before. Let's put Kenya on the map by telling our stories.
Managing your finances starts with questions. Where do I put my money? What opportunities are available for my money? What ratios should go into savings, spending, and leisure, if you may? Now, trying to answer all these questions can sometimes mean you have to understand concepts like savings, loans, forex, stock markets, and sometimes politics, and honestly, sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming. On Eye on the Money, we take you through intelligent investment and finance management decisions so that you keep track of every coin that comes out of your pocket.
Let's look at a business one can start with less than 5,000 Kenya shillings and thrive. Soap making business. You will need water, lye, oils of your choice. Procedure: weigh the water and lye. Mix them together. Work in a well-ventilated area and wear gloves and protect your eyes. Stir until fully dissolved. Weigh your oils and add into the mixture. You can use a blender to mix well. The consistency will thicken after some time. Afterwards, you can add other essential oils and perfumes, colorants as desired. Pour the consistency into a shaped container and allow to cool down for a day or two and cut the bars off into desired sizes. Next is to thin